If you're hearing this, something in you already knows. You've felt the call, maybe for years, the sense that you carry something, a piece of a larger puzzle, encoded in you, waiting for the right moment to be activated. Well, that moment is now. The preparation phase is over. The inner work, the waiting, the wondering, if it was real, that season is complete. What's being called for now is something different. Connection, mobilization, the physical act of building together what we've all been dreaming of separately. Welcome to Being LUCA. I'm Leila Nagizada, and this podcast is a clearing call, a signal sent out to find the specific humans who are meant to co-create this vision with me. Each conversation we have here is a piece of the blueprint, exploring one central question from every angle. How do we actually build heaven on earth? On the inside as a new way of being human, and on the outside as a living, breathing, physical reality. A blueprint for a more evolved way of living. This isn't just a podcast. It's a gathering point. If you feel it, you're home. Let's build. Hello and welcome to Being LUCA. Today I want to share with you the dream on my heart, what Being LUCA is, and what the intention for this channel is, what kind of content you can expect. So first, what is the dream in my heart? I've been dreaming about this for a very long time, and now I feel that it's time for me to start acting, to start taking physical steps in order to bring this vision to life. Now, it's a massive dream and vision that I know is essentially will take me the entirety of my lifetime in order to manifest to the degree that I see it in its full completion. And so the dream is to create heaven on earth, a physical space, a land-based regenerative community where humans gather, awakened humans, awakened souls that have truly remembered who they are, that have awakened within the dream of separation. They remember that they are divine beings of light, that they're limitless, powerful creators of their reality, come together, gather forces to physically create a prototype of what it would look like to live in a more aligned and evolved way as human beings. So in this vision, in this new earth community, humans have done their inner work and are continuing to do, because this is a lifelong journey. It's not something you do and you've arrived. But everyone in this community is deeply committed to liberating their soul, completely freeing their soul. And they remember that relationships, the purpose of relationships is to help us see into our blind spots, is to help us see into our shadows. And humans in this community consciously work together to see the gift of relationships in order to joyfully do their inner work, to transform, to bring light to parts of themselves that have fragmented through their journey as a soul in a human form, and to bring all of that home, to become whole as beings of light in human form. So the purpose of this community is to fully awaken, to fully remember who we are and reconnect with that divinity within us so that we can live in deep communion with nature, with each other, with animals, with all of life. So it is a community where people actively work together, again, to create the new world that we all dream of, a one where we live in peace, in harmony with each other, where there is expression of joy, right? Where we express the fullness of who we are, and there's abundance, and there is playfulness, and there is all the beautiful things that we dream of in this space. And together we are co-creating that. So that's the dream. Now, there is a lot more that I could say about this dream and this vision. And in the times to come, I will be sharing a visual, like a presentation or articulation to further, help you understand what I'm talking about and what this vision is really about, because it has different components and different sort of pockets of it. And essentially, the purpose for sharing the vision is to invite you, if you resonate with it and you want to join, for you to be able to do that. And essentially, now I feel that it's time to start like mobilizing and taking action, because we can dream, we can have these, these visions in our heart, but if we don't actively start taking the steps to bring it into reality, it will remain as a vision in our heart. So this is where I feel personally I'm at in my journey, where I have this vision, I've had this dream for a long time, and now it's really time to start acting on it. And while this current version of me has no idea how I can possibly bring this massive vision into reality, I also know that I don't need to know. All I need to know is what is the next best step I can take, and take that. And as I start taking those steps, the next steps will become, available to me. So now, what is Being LUCA? And what is the purpose, right? What is the purpose of Being LUCA in general? So Being LUCA, the name, being in these two words, being refers to embodiment. It is an inner state, right? Being, it's who you be, who you are. And LUCA actually has two meanings. So one, the actual name LUCA or Lucas is derived from Latin, and it means light or bringer of light. And LUCA also is a acronym for love, unity, coherence, and alignment. So essentially, it's the embodiment of love, the embodiment of unity consciousness, the embodiment of coherence and alignment within our systems, right? So it is a different way of existing, a different way, a more evolved, more upgraded operating system of our beliefs, because our state of being is informed from our beliefs. It stems from our subconscious beliefs. And so when we do our inner work, when we transform ourselves, our belief systems get upgraded, and therefore our frequency rises, and we begin to embody a more of who we are, more of our true essence as beings of light in physical form. So that's what Being LUCA is. And this space here on YouTube is for me to essentially connect with other beings who also want to co-create the new earth, and to have conversations around what it means to bring new earth, right? We hear about this all the time. The new earth is here now. What does that mean? How do we actually practically do that individually within our own lives? And then collectively, how do we build, how do we create the new earth? What does that look like to live as a more evolved civilization, a more evolved society? What are the systems? How do we design our environment in order for us to actually live in these more evolved ways, which includes redesigning all the systems that humans operate within, including educational system and the economic system, and just reimagining all of that together. And so the content on this channel will be me having conversations with other humans who are also passionate about, not just talking about it, but embodying higher frequencies, remembering who we are, being conscious co-creators with life, and answering that question of what does it mean to what is a new human? What does that mean? And how do we live as more evolved beings on planet Earth? And also, how do we actually create that new earth together? So that's what this channel is for, and that's what the podcast is for. And these are the conversations that I am deeply passionate to have. And I look forward to sharing more as I go. I'm excited for this journey, and you can look forward to seeing the upcoming presentation of the vision if you're curious to see what that is, what that vision actually looks like, and hear more about it. That's coming soon. And until next time, I'm sending you all my love, Remember who you are. Remember that you are a powerful, limitless being here to express the fullness of all that you are. If something in this conversation stirred within you, trust that. You didn't find this podcast by accident. And if you're feeling that quiet but unmistakable pull, not just to listen, but to actually build this with us, I want you to know there is a place for you here. LUCA Founders is the space forming right now for the humans who are ready to actively co-create the Being LUCA vision. The ones who carry a piece of the puzzle and know it's time to bring it forward. If that's you, I would love to meet you. Visit the link in the description. Tell us who you are and how you feel called to contribute. And if you're not quite there yet, that's okay too. Subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And keep listening. Every conversation is another piece of the blueprint. Until next time, keep listening to that quiet voice within. It always knows the way forward. With love, Layla.